Wilson from Tropic, Canada. We come sit down with you here today to bring you the miracle fruit. It's been a heck of a long season and it's been most enjoyable, but we've got the new greenhouse up and going, so we've been able to expand our facilities, which is good news for everybody. Let's start on our miracle fruit, which has a couple little fruit on it and a few blossoms going around. So the miracle fruit itself is a slow growing plant, so don't expect it to be super bushy real quick, real fast. These do take quite some time to grow. Luckily this year we have been having them fruit, where I know previous years we didn't get them and they hadn't fruited I think for about 1 to 2 years after people started taking delivery of them. But this year, the ones we got in were starting to blossom, which was really nice. So let's tell you a bit about the shrub. So miracle fruit is a evergreen shrub, and it's from the family of Synsepalum, grown for its mild fruits that make subsequently eaten food taste sweet. So it is native to the tropical West African continent, and where it is used locally to sweeten the palm wine and other beverages. So while the actual taste of the fruit, the pulp and the juice is quite subtle, it's the consumption of the foods after eating the berry that creates the surprising effect. So its effect lasts about 30 minutes to 2 hours, so don't worry. It's not going to permanently change your taste buds, but it definitely helps out for that night's cooking. So the vinegar itself will actually taste like a sweet wine. So I believe, I guess to put it into Canadian context, I think it's ice wines. Yeah, so ice wines are quite sweet, so it'll help them taste sweet like that. To give you an example of what it can do. This effect can assist those who are looking to intake more food, such as those under chemotherapy. As with the chemotherapy treatment, food tends to taste more metallic, and this will help alleviate that. And the reason is the glycoproteins that mask metallic taste that is in the fruit, and it makes them become more appealing. So it'll definitely help those who are having chemotherapy with their appetite to make sure that they're getting proper food once again. And also makes it so it's enjoyable food once again, which is always a nice treat when dealing with such stresses. So the miracle fruit plant itself, it does grow as a dense shrub or small tree, as I was alluding to earlier, where it is a slow growing plant. Don't expect it to be leaps and bounds every year. Expect a few inches every year. If the growing conditions are right, don't expect it to be like some of the other plants, like a star fruit, for instance, where it's putting on feet per year. This is a much slower growing plant. So that being said, if you give it enough time, you can grow it to about 18 feet. If you don't want to get that big, just keep it pruned like most plants, and you'll be able to keep it to size. Again, something else that people do bonsai, so if you do enjoy bonsaiing plants, and also a tasty little treat every now and then, to make your food taste like tasty little treats, it's an excellent plant for that. Leaves themselves on the plant are quite simple and are oval shaped with a tapering base. Underneath it gets a little bit waxy, not too much, sort of like the gumachama, which is a very waxy leaf. These are much more subtle in that regard. And the fruit itself ends up in little clusters, and there's one right here. So you see a couple, maybe if you see on the camera or in the video, they're in little cluster pods and the fruit itself only gets a couple centimeters, 2-3 centimeters, so they're not big fruit. The plants themselves, they do produce fruit approximately 3 to 4 years after the initial planting, this plant itself, it is fruiting, so it kind of gives you the size of what a 3 to 4 year old plant actually looks like. Like I said, they're not fast growers, and the flowers themselves, they're small, they're tiny, they're little white guys. You probably won't notice them. I mean, we walk by these plants every day and I don't notice them. We just go, oh look, there's fruit. So they're obviously fast opening and closing as well too, versus some of your citrus and your mangoes those were, and Barbados cherries that's behind the camera over there, where they're just got laden in blossoms right now, and they stay open for quite some time. Plants themselves require more acidic soil, and these also have a unique fertilizer. They're I want to say it's like 13.6.5. They're not as much as all our other tropicals, which we use 13.11.11 for. So just know that yes, they're a little bit different from your other tropical plants. And that being said, instead of, for us up here in Canada, they're best to be left in a container, grown that way. Wouldn't recommend planting them outside, obviously. If you are in a warmer zone, they still would not like it. So do recommend container growing for these. And if you keep them pruned and you keep them shaped, like I said, you can bonsai them. So once they're mature enough and they're into an 8-gallon, they can stay that way, you know, indefinitely for the most part. You're not going to really run into issues where the roots will outgrow the pot. And there are methods too, if that ever does become an issue on any of your plants, where you can prune roots back. Highly sought after plant is available. I think we've got 1 or 2 left for this season. So we have 4. Okay, sorry, my daughter's telling me 4. So we have 4 of them left for this season. And if you are looking to add one of these to your collection, then please visit our website, tropicofcanada.ca, or come see us in person, where we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 till 6.